Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how I make my beaded dangles since I've got a lot of requests, so let's go. So starting off with all the supplies you'll need size B Nymo thread, this one is in white. You'll also need size 13 beading needles, they're really tiny. And then you'll also need size 13 beads. These are a mix of charlotte cuts and just regular size 13 beads in whatever colors for the pattern you want. You'll also need some bead cones. This is for the top of the earring, as well as eye pins and earring hooks. You may also want to use bugle beads. You don't have to. I will in this video, but it's totally up to you. They come in tons of colors and sizes. Optionally, you can also use a looper tool. This makes the final steps of making dangles pretty easy, and I definitely recommend it. So to start off dangles, you'll need to thread your needle with about 5 feet of thread. You're going to need a lot of thread depending on how long you want to make your dangles. And then here is all my colors. The design for these specific earrings was 20 turquoise beads, 10 topaz beads, 5 of the beige beads, and then 1 of each fire color bead, followed by 1 long bugle bead. And then on the other side of the earring, you're going to repeat that pattern backwards. And then when you get to the middle of the earring, you're going to just do kind of an ombre pattern and then repeat all of the same thing on the other side. So you'll kind of see me put the pattern on as I go. So once you reach the center of the earring, which will be the bottom part of the dangles, you can go ahead and do some kind of ombre design in the center. This can just be a short design, or you don't have to do a design in the center at all. You can just leave it one blank color. But once you do that part, then you're going to go ahead and repeat the exact same design from the first half to the second half. So essentially, when you look at this piece of thread, you should be able to part it down the middle and have the exact same design on both sides. And both sides should be even. So here's my piece of thread and it's even. I counted everything out and it looks good. So from there, you're gonna wanna make sure that when you cut this thread, you have a long tail on both sides. So as you're gonna see, I'm gonna drag my beadwork all the way to the end. Remember, we cut this really long piece of thread. So now I'm gonna drag all those beads close enough to the end. You wanna leave about 2 to 4 inches. When you're first starting out, I recommend longer tails. That way it's easier to tie off in the end. So here's me showing you that that's the end of the thread. I'm leaving a few inches of space. And then on the opposite side, I'm gonna go ahead and cut about the same amount of space so that we can tie off the earrings in the end. And this is gonna be one piece of the dangle. So as you see, the ends will eventually all come together, but this is just one piece. So you're now going to make 3 more strands the exact same way that you made this one. You're going to repeat all the designs the exact same and make 4 different stringed sections. Strung. 4 separate strung sections, and they should all be cut with a few inches of tail on each side. So now I have all 4 strands of my dangles. So I'm going to grab up the tails on either side, and then I'm going to kind of put them all together in one hand and grab all of the tails. And now you can kind of see your earrings start to take shape. So from here, you're going to want to make sure everything's even. Kind of push all the beads together, make sure they're not too smushed together, but that they're all touching and we don't have some odd spaces. Once you have all of the tails together, this is when you're going to add the eye pin. So I like to kind of hold in one hand all of the threads together and then the eye pin in the other hand, and I just kind of slide all the strands into the eye pin. And then this part, honestly, I think is the hardest part, is tying the knot. So you're basically going to tie a knot in the eye pin with all of the tails. And I use some pliers to kind of help me navigate those threads through. And you want to make sure when you tie the knot that it's a really tight knot, and B, the end of the eye pin or the eye part of the eye pin is touching those beads. So as you can see, all of the tops of my threads are all touching that top of the eye pin. This is going to make sure that your whole dangle is even and you don't have weird strands that are odd and uneven. So once you have that knot super tight, you're then gonna cut. So we leave a way smaller tail than we had previously. And from there, you're gonna take a lighter and you're gonna burn the threads and kind of smash them down. This is gonna keep them nice and tight and secure for everyday wear. Okay, so this is when the cones are gonna come in. So this is just a cute little cone. I got them from Dancing Bear Indian Trader. And you're basically just gonna stick the cone right on top of the eye pin, and it's just gonna cover that knot that we made at the top of our earring. So see, it just kind of covers. And I try to pick a cone that's not gonna cover too many beads as well. So now this is where our looper tool comes in. So you're gonna stick the eye pin end through the looper tool and push it all the way down to where the cone is, and you're just gonna make a nice loop. This tool makes it super easy to make loops. I definitely recommend. You're then gonna take your hook and stick it onto that open part of the loop. I then like to use a pair of pliers to kind of close that loop. That way the earring hook doesn't fall out. And then you're done. So now you're just going to repeat the exact same process to make the matching mate. So here are the final earrings. I think they turned out really good. And let me know what other tutorials you guys would like to see in the future. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.